I
It
know.
would be very easy to do this day and age, you know?
So I'm gonna do like my wife tells me to do. I'm gonna stay in my lane, and for this next year, I'm gonna take.
What? Stay in your lane.
Yeah, just stay in your lane. So I'm gonna look at the money we spend on just housing people with mental health issues and see if there isn't a way we
There's
can
there
come up with
gotta
a
be a
new
better
system.
mousetrap out there.
Yeah,
Jail doesn't do a thing for
no, I mean,
Not
because
a-
it's, I mean, for the most part, I do like Camara Robinson. She has some mental health issues, but she also is just not a nice person. I mean, so, and she fights and she assaults people and she doesn't get her way. And so she reacts violently. I don't know how much of that is that she can't control it or how much of it is just she's got a bad attitude.
It's all connected.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Very good.
it's like even like a housing community, you know,
Yes. Yeah.
something.
I'm gonna go get my robe so we can get going. I let Mike in. I'm gonna admit Norma. I think we're still waiting for our interpreter. So
Now you want to, you do auto controlling through Zoom from your.
I can. I mean, so I can. I can do a lot of it, and so I will communicate with them, ask them to unmute and stuff like that. But I think if they have to be moved into some other room, I think that's something you would have to do. Because I am just, it looks like Norma's having trouble connecting again. So I'm gonna go get my robe. We can unblock the camera that shows the courtroom. Make sure, and it's muted, it says, so we're good there. And I think the volume on the TV is down.
It says you are unmuted.
Yes. Yes, so I can even mute that until we get back.
Sounds good, thank you.
There I am. Good morning, Judge. Can you hear me?
All right, I can hear you, Ms. Rodriguez. Are you able to hear me?
I can.
All right. We are still waiting for the interpreter. Mr. Rio, you able to hear me as well?
I am, Your Honor.
Thank you. I physically sent one of my clerks over to see if we could round up an interpreter. We sent her a link to be able to log in as well. So if she has to appear remotely, it might just be by phone.
Okay. We had attempted to do this before, Your Honor, and I had advised the court that my client needs the SOC read to her by the interpreter. I've gone over it with her, so I know that she understands it, but this, I would assume it's just a formality that we would need her signature on it.
All right. We'll take care of that. And Mr. Rio, we're waiting for Mr. Huey, who is about 10 minutes out, I guess.
Okay.
Is the interpreter going to be Miss Escamilla or is it Betty?
It's Betty.
Okay. I can see if I have her phone number if she is aware of today though, right?
She is. We communicated with her yesterday. The issue is there are not enough certified court interpreters in the Tri-Cities anymore because they all have either contracts or responsibilities in other either jurisdictions or other jobs. So
I understand.
So Ms. Rodriguez, I see that your client is here in the waiting room. I don't know if you are communicating with her or not, but you can let her know that as soon as the interpreter is here, we'll let her into the courtroom.
Are you sure that's her? Because I just spoke to her this morning, like 15 minutes before our start time, and she said that she would go ahead and appear by phone.
Oh, she could be by phone. And when I say she's here, I see that she's in the waiting room.
Oh, I see what you mean.
The virtual.
The virtual way.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, we need to learn the new language, Your Honor. I don't need to speak to her. I've already spoken to her, and I told her that we would just be waiting for the interpreter. So I'm assuming that we would just all go into the waiting room together prior to start time.
Yes.
Do you want to put me in there now?
I can have my clerk put you in a breakout room, and then we can put Ms. Lucero in the breakout room as well. And when the interpreter joins us, we'll place her in the breakout room because we don't need her services for the in custody individuals. You should be able to make a breakout room.
I was in a meeting with some of the judges yesterday, Your Honor, where we were fiddling with these breakout rooms. And it looks like once we're done, there is a button that we can push to get back into the courtroom, correct? Or do you?
I believe that is the same on Zoom. I think it depends on the program. I know that that's true with, I think it's WebEx.
Right, it was WebEx.
Yeah, I'm not sure Zoom is quite that friendly. I think the person monitoring, in this case, my clerk, would have to and the breakout room. But if you send a message to just Pasco Municipal Court, she would be able to see that and end the breakout room when you say that you're ready.
Okay, I will see if, so you mean send a message like by email?
Or can you chat at the bottom of your screen? There's a chat button. It pops up on next to the videos.
I can't see anything right now because it's asking me to join, and so it doesn't let me use any other functions. I mean, I could put not now and then look, but I can see if they have a chat once we go in there, and then I can say, okay, we're ready to go back.
Oh,
I'm
wait,
assuming
all right.
that I'm assuming that there is, though.
Are you on a computer, Ms. Rodriguez?
No, I'm on my phone because I find that is much better than
All
the
right.
computer for sound.
Because there are different within the video. When you touch that more button, it allows you to move things around or to chat or do different things like that.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and join the breakout room to let her know what's going on, and then I'll fiddle around with it.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
Did you?
Yes, it says that there's room 1. I've selected the defendant and Ms. Rodriguez to join.
Okay.
It says-
Great.
Okay,
There you go.
is joining.
Thank you.
I talked to Penny Chow, and they're gonna do theirs first, so she can come this way.
Okay. I've heard that before, but okay.
Are you good? Yes, I figured out how to create a breakout room. I did. But it doesn't look like the defendant's joined the breakout room.
You should be able to place her into the breakout room.
She's placed in there.
Oh,
room
but-
1 with Miss Rodriguez, but I don't think she's taken the action to accept to join with her. Right? So down here on the bottom, there's this breakout room. I accidentally created 2 and I deleted the.
Yeah?
They're all organized over there.
Let's see.
Yeah, from Pasco, when they got
It lets you,
documents going, sulfides, as we have no
But once you
capacity.
click it, it brings up all of these
We have
people
2
and it lets
pods
you
that are
select who
kind
you
of
want
ready
to put in every.
Yeah, but he wants to do it.
We should.
I've talked to him, but he has no support from the sheriff. Is what the issue
Is that
is.
what it is?
Yeah.
We should talk to him because,
Yeah.
man, he looks
Because
stupid.
I actually already talked to Liz Couples in Franklin County, and they prepared a bid. I know exactly how much it's going to cost to do the jail.
We should do it right now because Spanner's going over there right now because he's not, I don't think he's happy because they're trying to prevent all transports.
Right?
And so now Soltemeier is trying to say, well, we don't have capacity. We don't have capacity to do anything. We can't even get officers to do like dispense the right medication.
I know.
You know?
But see, if they could run all of those visits from master control, they wouldn't need officers to transport.
Benton County's ready to roll. They're all on board. They're so prepared. They're not gonna have any custody.
Yeah, but
everything is just laid out.
in addition to the CARES money, and I know they got over $1 million to do their program, we're asking for a measly $150,000, and it's like, yeah.
Pods or something like that. 5 pods.
I want 2 for each pod in there. So I submitted a bid already. This is why I don't have my courtroom done yet, because they have more questions about what we were doing in the jail than anything else. So I withdrew my request and resubmitted it for just the courtroom.
But we should do it right now, but there's an opportunity.
There-
And I know Benton's
oh.
press.
Yeah,
Because they're ready.
right.
They said they are gonna be ready to go online and try to do it in court in 2 weeks.
I think we might have the system up in 2 weeks, but I don't think we'd be ready to go. Right. So that means the integrated electronic filings though, too.
Yes, everything.
Right.
They got all the software, everything.
No, he was on Zoom.
He's remote.
That makes me curious, Judge, when you said integrated online filings, what are you looking at imposing some or doing some of that as well?
If we could electronically file documents for remote hearings, that would be great, where they came right into the courtroom rather than you having to email something to the clerk in the office, they print it off and run it down here. Yes, that is something that I've asked them to explore.
The only reason I'm checking in on that is because everybody's going digital and I'm still in the paper world.
Yeah.
And so we've been talking to the cities about trying to go to a new digital system like Carpel. And so,
I wonder if there are any funds available through the Prosecutors Association, because I know OPD has in excess of $1.5 million to distribute to public defenders.
right.
Through the CARES funds, and the AOC has funds available for upgrading the court. So I wonder if there isn't something that is available even through the city. I don't know why the city wouldn't take advantage of, if there's any funds, upgrading that system right now. I bet it's because nobody has brought it to their attention. Who's your contact over there at the city?
Well, don't know.
Nobody. Yeah. Because it used to be the deputy city director, correct?
Right. I would go to Stan all the time, but since
Right.
Stan left, I've never had that connection. So
Were you told that there's a new deputy director? Adam Lincoln is the
No.
He was just recently hired.
Okay.
I'll reach out to the city manager and tell him that you're interested in doing that, and if there's any way that you can speak to somebody about.
Yeah, because what we're trying to do is get all 3 cities to cover the costs. It's actually not that expensive because we're small.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not that expensive. It's about $25,000 to set it up.
Right. And
and then we'll cover the monthly cost.
Okay. All right. When we're finished with court today, I'll send an email to to Dave.
Thank you.
Okay.
Because then all our discovery, everything will all be digital at that point.
Yeah. And that's fantastic. I mean, it reduces your cost. I mean, and I'll be honest with you, as a public defender, I didn't print anything until it came time to a trial. I mean, and even
Right.
that, when I integrated the iPad into the system, I just had separate files on the system with the reports in there and all the documents that I've filed already. I mean,
Yep.
It just makes so much more sense. Rather than a briefcase coming to the courtroom, you bring your iPad.
Right. And in this case, we just use the computer that's in the courtroom to log in, but it would be real simple.
Right.
So, yeah.
All right. I think that we may be ready to go on one of our in custodies. So we'll go ahead and go on the record. Let me know when we're ready. Thank you. For the record, this is Pasco Municipal Court. It's 9:27 on December 16th, 2020. My name is Judge Craig Stillwell. We are here on an in custody matter today. I have Michael Bellato. Mr. Bellato, I did receive your letter requesting to resolve these probation issues with the indication that you may be going to the Department of Corrections for an extended period of time. All right, you have at this point had a chance to talk to the provisional attorney. Was there a recommendation that they gave to you?
No, like I told you, I told you last time before that I was going to prison, you told me to wait till I got there to get a hold of you guys. But there's my superior matters here to be sent up, but they've also revoked my DOSA. So I'm going back regardless for 25 months.
All right. in this case, I know part of the violation is for failing to report and failing to, just a moment. Let me make a record. If you're talking while I'm talking, things are not clear, okay? You're here today on an allegation of a second probation violation. There are 3 violations: the failure to report, failure to comply with court-ordered treatment, and also the new violations that were, I see, have a date of September 18th, 2020. You have indicated that you are admitting those violations. A little bit of other information is that you sent a letter indicating you've been in custody since September 17th. Is that correct? All right. And that's on those new charges. And are you indicating to me that Mr. Huey did not have any recommendation from probation? All right. Obviously, the issue is that you failed to report on October 5th, 2020. I'm going to strike that or withdraw that violation because it's difficult. You are correct. We do not collect calls from the jail for you to be able to report. So I'm going to strike or withdraw that first violation. The second violation is a failure to attend any type of treatment. Let me take a look here. Looks like a sentence was imposed on June 8th, 2020.
I wasn't in treatment. I got discharged. That's why they revoked my dose. I was discharged
Let me get your.
I can't read the writing here on this paper, but I was discharged from First Step Community Counseling Center.
And obviously, you've not been able to participate since being arrested on those new charges. Now, if I recall, you have not resolved those new charges yet, but they have revoked your dose on a prior sentence, and you'll be returning to DOC to serve the balance of a 25-month sentence. All right. Mr. Rio, do you have any comments or input that you'd like to provide?
No, Judge, I'll leave it to you what to do with that.
All right. Thank you. Well, I'm going to withdraw violation number 2 as well, which is the failure to attend or comply with the treatment program. You've been in custody since September 18th, 2020. For the other violation, the new charges which are pending, which you have admitted. I'm going to impose 30 days, give you credit for 30 days. I have no objection to this running concurrently. And upon your release to DOC, I'll terminate probation in this case. On this case, yes. All right, we'll give you a copy of some information here, and that'll conclude your case here today, Mr. Bellato. Take advantage of whatever this opens up for you at the Department of Corrections, because I know while you're there, if you have other holds, it really limits your ability to participate in programs. So, you know, it's time for you to make some changes.
I do have a question. How do I go about County, I got 2 warrants open,
Yes,
and I got Ben Riley as a attorney, and we're trying to figure out what options, because they're not transporting,
right.
what options can we take to get you in front of at least a screen like this?
Well, it's interesting that you should bring that up because there was discussion yesterday amongst the powers that be in Benton County. And because they're not going to be transporting people, they're hoping to have a system in place to allow you to appear remotely. I don't know when that's going to happen though, Mr. Bellato. It might be after you go to DOC. I mean, I assume you're not going to DOC until you resolve those cases from September.
I'm hoping this,
So are you set for trial on those Superior Court cases?
I got trial coming up February 17th and pre-trial on the 10th. But everything that we have in case wise, we're hoping to stop this year.
Okay. So you think you'll be resolving this towards the end of January? It might be available. I just don't know. You'll have to continue to communicate with your attorney in Benton County and see if there isn't a way that they can accomplish that.
That is time in, or time service that hard, so I just gave you part of it. But that's it.
Well, I'll tell you this. Have they served you with the warrants
Yeah,
there?
they haven't given me no paper. I have the ones before.
Okay. Well, they don't show active anymore, so I'm assuming that they have served them. So you're being held on those warrants as well. It means that you are accruing some time on them, unless you, let's see. Oh no, you posted bail on one of them.
Well, I was going hoping, and then they offered me to plead guilty with 15 days time served on the violation no contact order, and they dropped the DWL in the 3rd degree.
So you've been held on your warrants since November 16th on the cause number 972 in Benton County. Oh. We took care of Mr. Bellato.
Did you close this probation?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it'll close as soon as my probation officer will monitor. As soon as he goes to DOC, they'll close the case. Yeah, that's exactly what, well, not exactly, but very close to what I was looking at. There's actually a booth that looks similar to like a phone booth there that you can access.
None of it's, you can't. So actually they already got an agreement on how it's all gonna get called.
Yeah.
They're gonna have, the only one that knows who's ready really is
The jail.
So they'll just say, like somehow they're gonna indicate the judge who is ready.
Yeah, I mean, if you're part of this WebEx system, they can send a message to either everybody or just one person saying who's, yeah.
So rather than the judge calling the cases,
When they're ready to go. Yep. It'd be the same as bringing them in. So,
yeah.
yeah.
I think they're gonna fly on that thing. The Superior Court standpoint.
Well, I think it's a good idea. I'm afraid some people in charge over there don't understand everything, how this would be beneficial. So,
But yeah, extra really wants to.
It seems.
Well, maybe I can get him to submit a request for the jail over here and I'll do a letter in support of that. And Judge Roach could do a letter in support as well.
They want consistency.
Yeah.
To count.
I mean, can you imagine? What's his name?
Juan Gaston.
No, not here today. All right, and are we on the record? All right, I've been handed Mr. Schuler's files. Good morning, Mr. Schuler. You're here today on a couple of cases. One, it looks like a new charge, and the other is a probation violation. All right. Yes.
I didn't get very far with your, I'm not sure, I asked them. Not very responsive. I'm not sure if it's, alcohol or drugs that are still in the system that indicates he was given some medication in jail that made him somewhat lethargic. Violation sheet for probation, it will fail to report probation. I asked him.
I'll just state, Judge, I can't hear Mr. Huey at all, so I'm
All right.
having trouble.
Just a moment, Mr. Schuler, okay? I think I was speaking, Mr. Huey, go ahead.
Okay, so I gave him the probation violation sheet. I asked him if he wants to admit or deny to showing or reporting probation. He goes back and forth from, I'm pretty sure I reported to, I was in jail that day. And he's just not sure, so I'm not sure how to report that section, whether he admitted or denied to that probation violation. I did indicate to him that the recommendation, if he admitted to it, is 15 days and continue. And he indicates that, he doesn't want to do 15 days in jail. So that's kind of the status of the probation case. I'm not sure how you want to proceed.
And just so that we're all clear, what transpired here is that the original probation violation was, as you indicated, for failing to report. That was a report dated in September 21. On October 30th, we addressed that failure to report and actually his failure to do the jail time on that failure to report. So on September, the subsequent violation was this matter. He failed to appear on December 9th when he was ordered to appear for a hearing because he was not in compliance. He had some other matters pending. On December 4th, a subsequent violation was filed based on the new charges that there's been a reoffense. So, yes.
So he's going to deny that then for sure. I did talk to him about that until 3.
All right.
So he is denying that.
And so the issue on the probation violation is he was served on October 30th with notice to, that he had a hearing at 8:30 on December 9th. He failed to appear on December 9th for a probation hearing, and a warrant was issued for his arrest on the 9th. Just prior to that, the probation department did receive notice of the new allegations, and they were added to be addressed on the December 9th hearing, for which he failed to appear. So bail is currently set in this case at the amount of $500 cash or bond. So I'll indicate that he's.
I'd like to address that, Judge.
Pardon me?
I would like to address that amount.
All right. I will indicate right now that Mr. Schuler is denying the probation violation and has requested a hearing. Mr. Rio.
I'm going to ask the court to impose bail in the amount of $2,500 bond or cash. You issued that warrant for Mr. Schuler when he was contacted by law enforcement while causing a disturbance at the Red Lion. After they confirmed the warrant, he kicked at them, according to the report. He fought with them. He has the new assault law enforcement from a different date on November 21. Mr. Schuler's a danger to the community. He won't comply with the court's orders. And he certainly, when there's a warrant and you want him brought to you, he's going to fight to get away from the officers. I'm going to ask you to set bail at $3,500 bond or cash based on those factors.
Mr. Huey.
Yeah, sure, all right. I'm not sure if Mr. Rio is speaking to kind of a combination of both the hindering and this, but I think the main issue on the warrant for the probation is why did he show up in court on December the 9th? He hasn't been found guilty of the new crime, so to me, the issue for bail on that case would be why did he show up on December the 9th? So I just asked Mrs. Schuler, why did you go for your probation here on December the 9th? Was this a bail notice?
No, he was in the courtroom. He was provided a copy of the order that reset his probation violation hearing from October 30th to December 9th. And he was ordered to report to probation upon his release. He didn't report to probation and he didn't come to court.
Okay, you want to address why he didn't come back to court?
I thought I did, but I think it was due to being in trouble getting.
You think you were in jail at that
I
time?
was maybe in jail at that time.
December 9th is the date.
Yeah, maybe on that. No jail from.
Well, you got to.
I went to jail from the 29th
No,
of November.
November 21st is when the assault 3 occurred. Was that in Benton County? Did you get arrested on the date that it happened?
And I just got out and this just happened.
So when did you get out? When you mean by just got out?
A day and a half ago.
Okay, so he would have been possibly in Benton County jail
So
on December the 9th.
3 weeks.
I understand what you're saying, Mr. Huey, and I don't know that I entirely agree that the only issue is why he didn't show up in court while he's on probation for a criminal charge. In this case, it was a violation of other court order, domestic violence. During the period of probation, he's ordered not to have any criminal violations or incidents. So his conduct while he's being supervised by this court is an issue that I will take into consideration in the amount of the bail. There is a resisting arrest, a vehicle prowl, and a third-degree assault filed and has been since filed in Superior Court based on his conduct on November 21st. So I think that is relevant, the fact that he committed new criminal violations which interfered with his ability to report here for court is not an excuse. It's a indication of his continued inability to follow the rules.
They dropped the crowd, and that was a crowd. I got turned down 2 charges for all this was a resistant arrest.
That is correct. They actually filed on it. And it's just assault 3. Don't talk about the facts of the case. You're not guilty status.
Let me take a look at our next probation violation docket.
Probation let go for over 2 years now, and we have a past history. I do very good. I check in every 6 months, so it's kind of hard. Sometimes you skip it, miss a day, and I call them immediately, and it's not good enough for them. This month I call in, I only have to check in. I work every day. I have kids that fight for it. House. That's not big, that's not I'm looking for it.
What's your current address, Mr. Schuler? That here in Pasco? I would indicate that you were out long enough in order to get a new charge. It looks like yesterday, hindrance. So I'm not sure when you were released in Benton County, but you weren't transported here. The next probation docket is on January 13th. We'll set this case to January 13th. I'm going to set bail in the amount of $1,000 cash or bond based on your future appearance factors, as well as a showing of danger to the community. I think that's an appropriate, based on your request. I'll appoint Mr. Kano to represent you in this case as well. You're not to have any criminal violations or incidents. You stay in touch with your attorney. You're not to have any domestic violence related incidents as well. Do you understand those conditions? He has another hindering case, Mr. Schuler. Yeah. Mr. Schuler, you're also here today on a charge of hindering. That is a gross misdemeanor. If convicted of that, you do face up to 364 days in jail and a $5,000 fine. There is no mandatory minimum sentence for such a conviction. You do have a number of constitutional rights. Those rights were played before court started. You have had a chance to talk to the provisional attorney, Mr. Huey, today regarding this case. And you've indicated you wish to plead not guilty and request the court appoint an attorney. I will appoint Ms. Judy Chang to represent you. And we will address conditions of release on this case as well. Mr. Rio?
And Judge, I pretty much said everything that I think I could say. I think the same things apply, and I'd ask you to impose bail, but I'll leave the amount to you.
Thank you. Mr. Huey, anything additional?
Yeah, sure, I'll see the status of what he told me on that. Because I think that probably comes in a little bit of play on bail, you know, it's a pending case. He says he's out on bail for $3,500. He's been in the Tri-Cities. How long have you been here when you get that far? He's been in the Tri-Cities his whole life. So he's obviously hoping for the lowest bail possible.
And Mr. Schuler, do you believe you're going to be able to make that bail that was set in the probation case? I'm going to, in this case, since I did set bail in the probation violation, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance on this case, but we will set this to December, well, actually January 4th. Again, you're not to have any criminal violations or incidents. You're to stay in touch with your attorney should you post bail on that other case. You're not to return. Well, no, this is a hindering. Never mind. We'll provide you with your attorney's contact information as well as these conditions of release, and that will conclude the case today. Yes. All right, Mr. Rio, while we were conducting court on these cases, our interpreter did arrive, and she's going over the SOC right now with Ms. Lucero. So as soon as they indicate to us they're ready, we'll go ahead and handle that case.
Thank you, Your Honor.
To the breakout room. I'm in the main room, but I don't have access to the breakout room. I do now, okay.
Okay, I'm here.
So am I.
But I don't think this is the meeting room we were supposed to be in. I think, I think I'm
No,
supposed
there
to
was,
be in with the interpreter and, oh, okay, here we go.
yeah.
Okay, Liz. So I see Marlene there, but I don't see the interpreter. Marlene, ¿me puede escuchar?
Sí, Norma, le escucho.
Okay. Me dijo que iba a estar la intérprete, pero parece que tienen dificultades en cómo hacerle. Ok, ve donde dice join, le está mostrando eso.
No, dice entrar a la sección de grupo pequeño. Pasco Municipal-Court está invitando a unirse al cuarto 1.
Ok, unínese. Yo le voy a poner que sí, join.
Ok.
Looks like we're all here, Your Honor.
Just
Oh.
waiting for Mr. Rio to unmute his system. Mr. Rio, are you able to hear me?
I can text him, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Judge. I walked away just for a second.
All right. I think I'm going to ask our interpreter to have a seat a little bit further away so we don't get so much feedback. All right. For the record, this Pasco Municipal Court is December 16th, 2020. We are here on a remote hearing. Mr. Rio appears on behalf of the city of Pasco. Ms. Rodriguez appears on behalf of Ms. Lucero. And the clerk is here in the courtroom with me. And although our interpreter is appearing remotely as well, she is in the building here. Thank you. Now, you can, do you see how to unmute that?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Que ya están todas las personas están presentes en la sala y la intérprete está en la sala, aunque está un poquito lejos.
And for the parties not present in the courtroom, I have been handed an agreed stipulation and order of continuance. There is a signature at the bottom of this original that has been handed to me from the interpreter indicating that she has gone over this agreed stipulation order of continuance with Ms. Lucero.
Me entregaron una orden estipulada de aplazamiento. En ese documento está la firma de la intérprete y es un acuerdo estipulado con la señorita Lucero.
And I believe Ms. Rodriguez was present when this took place. Is that correct?
That is correct.
La señorita estaba presente cuando esto ocurrió, ¿correcto? Sí, eso es correcto, su señoría.
Ms. Rodriguez?
Yes, Your Honor, that is correct.
Thank you. And Ms. Lucero, were you able to understand the interpreter when she reviewed this with you?
Y señorita Lucero, ¿usted pudo comprender este documento cuando el intérprete se lo interpretó a usted?
Sí.
Yes.
And have you previously reviewed this with your attorney, Ms. Rodriguez?
¿Y usted previamente había revisado ese documento con la señorita Rodríguez, con su abogada?
Sí, yeah.
Yes.
Do you understand that this agreed stipulation and order of continuance is an agreement between you and the prosecuting attorney?
¿Usted comprende que esta orden estipulada de aplazamiento es un acuerdo entre usted y el abogado fiscal?
Sí.
Yes.
And in this agreement, do you understand that you are waiving a number of constitutional rights that are contained in this agreement?
Y en este acuerdo usted está de acuerdo que está renunciando a varios derechos constitucionales que están contenidos en ese mismo documento, en ese acuerdo.
Sí.
Yes.
And do you also understand that you have agreed to pay the costs of $200, have no criminal violations, stay away from all Walmart store properties, and attend the theft awareness class online?
Y usted está de acuerdo que ha aceptado pagar los $200 de la multa, que no cometer ningún tipo de delito criminal y mantenerse alejada de las tiendas Walmart y también asistir a la clase de concientización sobre el robo?
Sí.
Yes.
What do you understand would happen if you fail to complete this agreement?
¿Qué es lo que usted entiende que va a pasar si usted no cumple con cumplir con los términos de este acuerdo?
Que si no cumplo, pues que me van que si no cumplo me van a arrestar y que tengo que notificarle a Norma de mi cambio de direcciones y que no tengo que
That if I fail to comply, that I will be arrested, that I need to notify Norma of my change of address. Continúe.
y que no tengo que tener como infracciones tampoco como de violaciones pues de nada y más que todo pues no acudir a la tienda de Walmart. Pero,
And that I'm not supposed to have any type of violations. And also more important than everything is that I'm not supposed to go to the Walmart store.
All right, you are correct. Those are the things that you are supposed to do in order to fulfill your agreement. What happens if you do not fulfill your agreement is that you would come back to court and a judge would read the police reports only. You would no longer be able to challenge the evidence. You would no longer be able to testify. You would no longer be able to question the witnesses or call witnesses to support you. The judge would make a decision of either guilty or not guilty based on the reports and nothing else.
Sí, usted está correcto, usted está correcta que eso es lo que debe de hacer para cumplir con los términos de esta orden de aplazamiento. Pero lo que va a pasar si usted no cumple con los términos de esta orden es que usted ya no va a poder pelear su caso, no va a poder presentar evidencia, no va a poder declarar a su propio favor, a favor de usted y no va a poder refutar la evidencia. Todo lo que quedará es leer los reportes de la policía. El juez todo lo que le quedará es leer los reportes de la policía y oír la evidencia y decir, the interpreter missed the last part, Your Honor, your last sentence.
That the judge would just review the police reports only and make a determination of either guilty or not guilty.
Y tomará una determinación basándose en esos reportes de la policía para declararla culpable o no culpable. Thank you.
está bien.
That's fine.
And that is your understanding of this agreement and the rights that you are waiving?
Y eso es lo que usted comprende de este acuerdo y de los derechos a los que usted está renunciando.
Sí.
Yes.
And Ms. Lucero, do I have your approval to affix your name indicating you have approved this form today?
Y señorita Lucero, tengo su aprobación para escribir su nombre indicando que usted aprueba, está acordando que está participando en este acuerdo hoy.
Sí.
Yes.
And what is your current address, Ms. Lucero?
¿Cuál es su dirección actual, señorita Lucero?
¿Quiere la física o o donde yo recibo correo?
Do you know, do you want my physical address or my mailing address?
Your mailing address for us to be able to notify you if the need arises.
Su dirección de correos para poder notificarle nosotros a usted de sus audiencias.
Ok, es P.O. Box. Chulo. Es P.O. Box 146, El Topia, Washington 99330.
It's P.O. Box 146, ¿verdad?
Sí, ajá.
P.O. Box 146, Eltopia, Washington 99330.
Ajá.
99330.
All right, I've included that on this form.
Yo incluí la dirección en este formulario.
I am going to find that Ms. Lucero has knowingly and voluntarily entered into this agreement today with a complete understanding of the rights she waives as well as her responsibilities under this agreement.
Estoy dando el fallo de que la señorita Lucero está participando en este acuerdo, completamente comprende también los derechos a los que está renunciando.
We will set this for a review hearing on December 13th, 2022 at 8:30.
Vamos a programar una audiencia de revisión para su caso el 13 de diciembre del 2022 a las 8:30 de la mañana.
The defendant may file an affidavit showing proof rather than physically appear.
La acusada puede presentar una declaración jurada escrita mostrando su verificación, su cumplimiento, en lugar de presentarse a la audiencia.
Ms. Lucero, the last issue is the costs of $200. Do you need some time to pay that?
Señorita Lucero, la última cuestión son los $200 de multa. ¿Necesita usted un poco de tiempo para hacer los pagos, para pagar eso?
Sí, si me podría dar como un tiempecito, pues está bien. Porque pues yo ahorita no he trabajado por COVID y todo eso, entonces si me daría pues unos 3 meses para yo pagarlo.
Yes, if you could give me a little bit of time, and that would be fine. I have not been able to work due to COVID and all of that. And if you could give about 3 months, I could work with that.
This is what I'm going to do, Ms. Lucero. I'm going to set payments at $25 a month, and I'll start those on March 16th, 2021.
Sí, esto es lo que voy a hacer, señorita Lucero. Voy a programarle pagos mensuales de $25 y los voy a fijar para que inicien a partir del 16 de marzo del 2021.
Okay.
If you can make larger payments, you can do that. Or if you want to pay it off in full, you can do that as well. If you are having trouble making those payments, make sure you communicate with the clerk's office.
Si usted quiere hacer pagos mensuales, puede hacer eso. Si quiere hacer el pago total, también puede hacer eso. Y si usted está teniendo dificultades para hacer los pagos, asegúrese de comunicarse con la secretaria judicial.
¿En dónde lo tengo que hacer ese pago?
Where would I need to make that payment?
What we will do is provide a copy of this agreed stipulation order of continuance to Ms. Rodriguez. Along with that, we'll include a sheet of paper that contains information on where to make the payments or how to make those payments without actually coming to the courthouse.
Lo que vamos a hacer en realidad es que vamos a darle una copia del acuerdo estipulado y orden de aplazamiento a la señora Rodríguez, y también va a ir un documento donde explica cómo hacer los pagos y dónde hacer los pagos. Ahí.
Ok, está bien.
Okay, that's fine.
Mr. Rio, have I not covered anything that you would like covered?
No, Judge, you did. Thank you.
Actually, Your Honor, I think she might need to meet with probation to get the information on the class she's supposed to do.
En realidad, su señoría, puede ser que ella se tenga que reunir a hablar con la libertad probatoria para ver que le provean información de dónde debe de hacer la clase que necesita hacer.
On a stipulated order of continuance, it is her responsibility. I'm going to leave it to her to find an online theft awareness class, enroll in that, and participate and show proof to Mr. Rio's office.
En la orden de aplazamiento, en la orden acordada, estipulada de aplazamiento de condena, indica que es su responsabilidad de ella buscar una clase de concientización de robo en línea y hacer esa clase por su propia cuenta y proveerle información a la oficina del fiscal del señor Río, proveerle verificación.
That was the long way of saying I have not designated an appropriate online class yet.
Esa fue una manera larga de decir que no he designado una clase en línea todavía.
Okay, está bien.
Okay, that's fine.
Anything else, Ms. Rodriguez, that you'd like to address?
¿Hay algo
No,
más?
Your Honor.
All right, thank you. That will conclude our hearing. Ms. Rodriguez and Mr. Rio, we will send you electronically copies of the order that was signed by me today. You can share those with your client, Ms. Rodriguez.
Thank
Sí,
you.
la oficina del fiscal y nosotros le enviaremos documentos a ustedes reflejando lo que se hizo hoy y por favor asegúrese, señorita Rodríguez, de compartirlos con su cliente.
If there are no other questions, thank you for your patience this morning. I appreciate it, and we will be adjourned.
Si no hay
Thank you, Your
ninguna
Honor.
pregunta, gracias por participar y ahora se termina la sesión. Gracias.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Gracias. Bye.
Thank you.